Welcome to Artocino. Okay? Today we are going to showcase the finest of African art and music. And we'll be talking about the importance of promoting and preserving our culture. Alright? And why it is important that we tell our stories and teach our children about our culture. The guests are arriving. Dis bonjour, dis-moi bonjour.
Bonjour, comment ça va?
D'accord, merci. Bonjour tout le monde.
Bonjour,
Merci
comment allez-vous?
bien. Ça va bien, merci. Et vous?
Ça va bien, merci.
Ça va, d'accord. All right. And there is no prettier place to do that than at our casino. Okay, our royalty. Bonjour. D'accord. Our royalties are here. Bonjour. Ça va? Oui, Niambi. Bonjour.
Bonjour, comment ça va? Tu
Ça
vas
va
bien?
bien, merci. And the king from Ghana. Akwaba, Your Majesty. Can you tell us your name, please?
My name is Nana Dasibre Otulate.
Yeah, Nana Otulati.
Yeah, Osiadeyo Otulate.
Oh, Sadia. Thank you.
Osiadeyo.
Sadia.
The meaning of Osiadeyo meaning everything that I say I do. I don't
Thank you.
disappoint.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah,
Ghana is fast rising, right?
Come again?
Ghana is fast rising.
Yes.
It's
yes.
waking up.
Yes.
Good governance, right?
Yeah, good governance. Yeah.
Is it going to overtake Nigeria as the giant of Africa?
Yeah, we live to see. It's our prayer that everything will be successful.
Everything needs to be successful.
Yeah.
Africa has to rise together, right?
Oh, that's why we are all here. We make sure Africa move on.
Yes. Thank you so very much.
Yes.
You're welcome. Okay. Hello, Dr. Alapo.
Hello, how are you?
You must be very tired.
Well,
It's been a hectic
it's for,
week
it's
for
for
you.
the cause, so
Yes.
very glad and always happy to be here.
So today we're here talking about African art and why we must preserve and promote it, right?
Yes.
We need to tell our stories.
Yes, tell the stories, who we are,
Yeah.
what shapes us, what molds us.
Yeah.
Because without a history, without a form of expression,
Yes.
visual, spoken, even written,
Yes.
the people, they're extinct,
Yes.
right? Yes.
Thank you so very
You're welcome.
much. We look forward to an exciting time.
Yes.
And we hope to learn from it, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. And this is, I'm coming to you.
Ah, okay, I was to learn a little.
Yeah, and you are?
My name is Eva Lobo.
Eva.
I'm a peacemaker. I do peacemaker social engineering and peacemaking art
Yes.
to inspire the youth to create enlightenment tools and peaceful mind tools
Yes.
for people to maintain their peace, to be the love they are,
Oh, right.
and pacify their square meter, to be
Yes.
loving the square meter. So you become a inner peace creature
Yes.
that creates social peace,
Yes.
and develops the environmental peace by
Fantastic.
being aware. This is my gift for you, for all of you.
Fantastic. What do you know about African art?
African art, what I know is that you do amazing beauty with what is around.
Yes.
So you don't search for more stuff and technology or complicated stuff. You do amazing complicated things with simple beauty
Yes.
stuff. And even if you just have nature things, you do beautiful things with it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, always.
And this right here, people, this is a sacred scroll. This is where all the royalty put their signature in. Why they did this is because they are all in agreement with the establishment of a royal institute of art for Africa. And this royal institute will empower traditional institutions to have greater say and greater influence on what is happening with their constituents, right? Okay, so we're about to start. We have everybody. All right, hello, how are you? You're good. Yeah, I know you Oliver's wife, right? Yes. How have you found New York so far?
I mean, it's a beautiful place
Yes.
and very diverse.
Very diverse. And the culture, it must have been a culture shock for you from Africa to America. Yes. And you're adjusting nicely. All right. All right. Hello. All right. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Enjoy the program. Hello, how are you?
How are you?
Welcome.
Oh, you're so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Nice to meet you. You are
Lucia Chen.
Lucia Chang. Welcome to the art exhibition.
White Africa who America. White Africa who America. Tell them who do they not go to my Baba. Tell them to look.
Ashe, thank you, Modupwe. Thank you, all of you, for coming and spending your time with us and giving us your support. Ashe, o, Ashe. Tori nínú omi ni àwa wò, ìyá wa lákè, ìyá wa lóko, ìyá wa lọ́la. So ìdílé ọwá ọ̀rọ̀gún ọlọ́mọ ògbóyè o. Ẹ má ṣù sáfà, ẹ má tọ̀ sódò, ẹ má tọ̀ sódò. Torí nínú omi yá wa o. We call forward all spirits by way of our mothers, by way of our fathers, those who we know, those who we don't know. They will never be remembered. And we ask that they join us on this day and the days ahead to do the great work that we must do, to continue weaving the circle and expanding it in love and grace, with patience and fidelity, but with certainty and determination that we will prevail. Thank you to Wale, our brother, and to all His Majesties and Her Majesties and all dignitaries who are here, and all of our friends, our organizers, our supporters, we thank. And we thank not just those who are physically present. It isn't just that there are people representing societies here, but every empty room, every empty seat is filled with the spirit of our ancestors. Amen. Filled with the people who brought us here today. Yes. And with that, we give thanks and praise. Benedictions and blessings to all. Ayibobo. Ayibobo. Ajuba akoda leo. Ajuba ashedon. Ajuba da baba tó ti wà káyé tó ma atu baba tayo fi sí ní símọ́. Mojúbà bàbá, mojúbà yèyé, mojúbà párípà, mojúbà ojúbọ. Mojúbà gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jókòó, mojúbà ẹ̀yin bàbá mi. Le Majesté. Le Majesté. Queen Mother. Respect.
Mojúbà ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti wà ṣáájú àwọn yèyé àwọn yèyé àwọn yèyé ilẹ̀ yìí gbogbo àwọn yèyé New York gbogbo wọn pátápátá la júbà ẹ gbàjúbà wa awájúbèṣù láàlú ògiri òkò abániwọ́ràn bá ọ̀rẹ́ dá atúwájúbà ògún lákàyè ọ̀ṣìmọ́lẹ̀ olómi nílé fẹ̀jẹ̀ wò lásán nílé fìmọ́ kí ìmọ̀ búra ajúbà yín ní wákàtí ẹ gbàjúbà wa ò kíbà ó ṣẹ ẹjúbà kíbà kó ṣe kí ni kíbà wa kó ṣẹ ajúbà yín kíbà wa kó ṣẹ gbogbo àyín tí ẹ jókòó ajúbà kíbà wa kó ṣẹ gbogbo tá a máa ṣe ń bí lọ́jọ́ tòní kó jẹ́ tẹ̀wọ́gbà kójú má ṣe tì wá ọba ló ayé níwọ̀ wá àdó ó láà ṣe tì kí n débálẹ̀ tó bá ti wà ṣe tì má jò dé bẹ́ẹ̀ rúkọ̀ kan wá ń bíbá ẹ lọ́jọ́ tòní ẹ ṣàánú fún wa kára àánú gbà kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ kó ṣẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ àṣẹ. Ọ̀rẹ́ yèyé o.
I have to make it really personal because this is very touching. Miss Agathe Mensah, she is chef de project. I have to say it in French, and I'm lost at that. She's the director of culture for African Peace Organization, and we met a few months ago, and we talked about this project during the CSW, and she liked the work that we're doing, and then she told me about the work that she's doing, and I was very fascinated by it. We talked about collaborating and working together, and she said, it's a really good vision, let's do it together. And I said, look, we've been waiting for you. And she came all the way from France to help put all of this together. So it is with pleasure that I welcome everybody here and yield the floor to my colleague, Lady Agathe Mensah.
Thank you very much, Thank you for the invitation. Thank you, all of you, Majesties, dignities. Sorry, pardon my French. As well as said, I was born in Benin, okay, in the Republic of Benin. I'm a Yoruba descendant, but I was.
My name is Regina Askia Williams. I'm originally from Nigeria, and I've lived in New York 15 years. I work as a nurse practitioner. Now, what made me become famous in Nigeria was an industry called Nollywood. Nollywood has become the third biggest movie industry in America after Hollywood, Bollywood, then Nollywood, okay? And what Nollywood was about was telling our stories, our authentic African stories. So to find myself here today, in the presence of the people we used to write those stories about, not even knowing half as much as we're supposed to know, I am really, really honored to be in your midst today. Thank you so very much for taking time out, traveling from your kingdoms to gather here, to give us an insight and educate us on those things that make us uniquely African. Because it's about time we told our stories the authentic way. It's about time we put our best foot forward in telling our stories. I mean, we've been reading the African story as written by historians who know nothing about who we are. So, this is a very beautiful thing to get together and tell our stories the way our forefathers told it to us and the way we're going to tell our children. Because if we do not preserve our stories and our art, our tradition, our culture, we are bound to be extinct as a people. It's important to know those things that identify us, right, as Africans. And today, we are going to showcase those stories by talking to our royalty, listening to you tell us about your community, where your people came from, what are those things that are unique about the people and your culture. We are looking forward to hearing that, eagerly looking forward to hearing that. And then thank God for technology, because we're going to be on Facebook Live telling the world these stories as to say it to us. Thank you very much. You are very welcome. And so that I observe the African tradition as I'm supposed to observe it, I would like to say to my king, bienvenue. So the throne of the king represents the ancestors and the people.
Exactly. So when you go and see the realm and the king, I get a blessing. Anything they give anybody put to me here will be protected by them.
Okay.
So that's why it's most important to respect. Respect. It's very important.
Respect. Now, can I ask a question? How much respect do our children really still have for the throne of kingship in Africa? How much about that do they know? And how can we instill more of that knowledge in our children?
I think you got me now. You put to be the first. But I want to be a little bit realistic.
Yes.
I want to tell the truth.
Yes.
Because as a village boy from Africa, I would like to say that the colonialism messed up culture in Africa. And Benin is the only country that will keep the tradition alive when it comes to food. And we have the king of the food is there. So basically, if it's not because of the royalty, the king and princess today, the people don't have any more respect. What the king is doing, the king in my country have more respect than the politician.
Yes.
So they are the ones who have more love, teaching and giving to all the population.
Yes.
So they are, because of the kingdom, that's why today, even Benin, we still have most of tradition from the king today. It's completely, I can say, maybe 60% are really lost their culture.
Yes.
But now, because of what is going on Benin, by what the king is doing, the princess, all these things doing, and helping the king.
Yes.
And I will take Wally because I want to come to this event because what Wally is doing, I don't know where he got that idea from. But this idea is the idea to wake up the African, to wake up the kid, and we can bring more people to come and listen to what Wally is doing and saying, so they can love themselves. Because if you don't love yourself, you cannot love somebody else.
Exactly.
And we have to have more love to the kid and bring more love to our kid.
Yes.
We have work to do. It's our responsibility to teach the kid to respect others.
Exactly. Thank you so very much. Okay. Thank you. And before we do this, you're going to do another dance for us.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So, the question I'm going to ask another royalty is, how do we get to preserve the traditional institutions of Africa, the traditional stools in Africa? Because when we empower the traditional stool in Africa, they will have more impact on the community. And when they have more impact on the community, they'll be able to shepherd them properly and advise them properly. So, we have been encouraged to teach our children more about respect for our culture. If they don't know what a culture is, they cannot respect it. So that falls on organizations like ours and each and every one of us to make sure that we teach our children more about our culture. Now, I'm going to call on the female king, the only female king in Africa. The female king from the order of the leopard.
Because we are coming from one family originally.
So even if after that they are the order of the monkey or the order of the lion, because we have also the order of the lion, the original order is a mystery school. It's a school of initiation. That was the order of the leopard. The order of the leopard also initiated the pharaohs of Egypt, because the family of Egypt, or Kemet, came from Central Africa and moved and followed the Nile and evolved. There were many civilizations before Egypt that were in the southern part, that were in Uganda, what we call Uganda, Congo today, and they left from there and moved and followed the Nile, and that's why we have a connection with the order of the leopard all the way to Kemet and all the way to the other regions of Africa. Because if I go to Ile-Ife, for instance, you will see the Oni of Ile-Ife as also leopard. Okay, so that means that all of us, even you go to South Africa, the Zulu kings, you go to Eswatini, the king of Eswatini, you will have leopard. You will go to the king of Botswana, they will have leopard. So it's really a connecting between all the royal family of Africa. The leopard society is a connector between all of us. And of course we have other totem animal, it's fine, but all of us know something. When you see the leopard skin, all of the king of Africa know that somewhere in their own origin of their own stool, they are connected to that order. Yes, that's one of the things. And what is an order? Because people say, oh, what's an order? An order is really a school of thought, it's a school of philosophy, but it's also a school of science, of an ancient science in Africa. And this is how, when we get initiated into those orders, I mean, we have to learn about the ancestral heritage of our forefathers. Those are very deep understanding of reality. They are not even comparable now to modern science, or they're not even to achieve that level. But there is a way to teach that is experiential teaching, and not we sit in a class and they teach us, we write down. No, it's about you living the concept, you living and experiencing those concepts. And so this is what is really a school of what they call a mystery school or school of philosophy. And a lot of civilization came to Africa to learn from our forefathers these things. And then the Greeks came to Africa to study for 25 years old, the Aristotle or the Pythagoras, all these people that you hear. But where did they get this information? They came to Africa to learn in the mystery school. Those were our university of science, of understanding of reality. So great. And I said, but what about my African ancestors? They were all witches. All of them are going to hell. So I need to know about them a little bit. What did they do that was so bad so that they can deserve hell for eternity? I said, who was my grandfather? Oh, your grandfather was Chipungulu, Kujubi Chipungulu. So what did this man do? Oh, this man, he was accompanying the hunters. When the hunters would come back with the game meat, he will divide the meat, he will give it to the community according to their needs. So he had to know each family, he had to know every challenge each family was going through, he had to know who has a pregnancy in the family, who is breastfeeding a child in the family. So because of that, he had to share the meat accordingly, to make sure that it was respecting the needs of the community. Then I said, oh, so what was evil about that? Then he also knew about some plants. When there was a crisis in this family, he would walk miles to bring the help, to go pray with them, to go bring the natural remedies. So I said, but why is he then a devil? Why is he then condemned to become a devil, to burn in hell forever, if he only did good deeds? Isn't the good deeds what is expected of us when we say we are religious people? Isn't this what we're supposed to do? So my forefathers were doing this before. So it forced me to start learning African cultures all over the world and listening to what our forefathers were doing, how the society was organized. And I understood life was to be preserved at all costs. So we didn't kill people just like for fun? Like we didn't eat people? Oh, no, we couldn't do that. We could not even kill an animal without asking first permission to the spirit. We could not kill an animal without reasons. If we could not waste anything. If you say, God, I will take the life of a goat for a good reason, because we have a newborn and we want to celebrate life, you will take the life of the goat. You ask permission first. Then you promise that nothing of this animal will be wasted. So there will not be a bone that you will throw away. There will not be a teeth that you will throw away. There will not be a skin that you will throw away. So every part will be celebrated. You will make drums, you will make flute, you will make jewelry, you will make something out, you will make a tool, a comb. That means that you're going to bring back life, breathe life back into the animal. So the animal was once walking on 4 legs, but now the animal has multiplied, because now the animal is being over there playing drums. The animal is being used here because we are brushing our hair with the comb. The animal is being worn around the neck of a new bride. So the animal has now multiplied. The life has sprung now. So it's not death indeed, but we are bringing life back into the community in so many ways. And also the nutrition we got is there to forecast life. So there are so many things that I discovered, because they didn't teach me this in school in Africa. I grew up in Africa, in Congo. They don't teach us this. They teach us mathematics. They tell us the Greek were there. They invented this. They tell us nothing about what our ancestors did. And now we start to learn all these things. So this is why it's important that we connect back with our traditions. The Democratic Republic of Congo is the second largest country on the continent. And it's the richest country in terms of natural resources in the world. Yes, indeed. We have all these resources. But just like every single country in the world, our wealth is our people. And it's time also that Africans start to take away their eyes from the wealth that the Western people say, this is wealth. It's your gold, it's your diamond, it's your wood. Our ancestors didn't consider that as wealth. They were things from God put for us, but the wealth were the people. So it's time that the traditional power comes to say the message again and say, Africa, you will not come out of this situation with the wealth from diamond, from gold, from this. No. What will take Africa out of this situation and the misery we are in, it's our heart. It's the heart of the people. It's our wealth. The wealth is not out there. The wealth is in here. And we also have to use that then to go everywhere in the world to remind our brothers who are from Africa, but they left Africa a long time ago, maybe 70,000 years ago only. The first human that left Africa, left Africa 70,000 years ago, so not so long. The first time they were European looking like you, it was not so long, 10,000 years. Before that, all humans were melanated. Their DNA is showing you come all from Africa. So we have to go back to our brothers who may have become harsh because of the living condition that they were in, of lack of abundance. When you live in areas where it's cold all the time, where you don't know if you will eat during the winter, you develop a fear that you will lack of something. And because you grow up with the fear that you will lack of something, you say, either I eat and live and you die, or you eat and live and I die. Our brothers develop a dualistic approach to life because of the condition in which they were. It's now our turn to come to them and say, listen, Mama Africa has enough for all of us to be okay, to traverse through time like our ancestors. We have to reteach Ubuntu principle, that I am because you are. So we want to teach our brothers and sisters who have lost their way from the Ubuntu because they were scared not to live and to survive, that it's okay. Mama Africa will take care of you, but you don't have to pillage Mama Africa. You don't have to put her down. You can help Africa rebuild herself, strengthen herself back, and she will give abundance because she is the feeding mother of the humanity. She is the feeding mother of all of us. Thank you. Sit here and without reminiscing on the very difficult history Africa has had for the past 3,000 years, okay? Because sometimes you think, oh, 400 years. No. It's been 3,000 years that our biggest institutions and our greatest civilization has started to decay because of the impact of people coming from everywhere to pillage Africa. So when we say the Roman Empire, okay, so where do you think they get the gold from the Roman Empire? They got it from Africa. The Greeks, where did you find it? They got it from Africa. So when you look at the conquest of Egypt by the Greeks first, and then by the Roman after, this started 3,000 years ago. Then when we talk about the human trafficking of African people, we had the Arab trafficking, the eastern route. That's 800 years of constant war, of constant kidnapping of people, draining of brains, draining of population to help the Arab nation build themselves. Why? They took for 800 years they did this, and it's still continuing today in the east of Africa. Huh? We're still doing it, there's still this. So, and then we have 400 years of the same situation, what I call World War I. For an African perspective, World War I is not the World War I of 1914 to 1918. On an African perspective, World War I in Africa started in the 15th century when the Portuguese, the Spaniards, the French, the British, the Dutch, the Danish, all these people say, we're going to go to Africa with our fleets. We're going to invade the coast of Africa and we're going to kill the kings and have war. They don't tell you about these wars, but we know our ancestors, the kings and queens, fought. Queen Zinga fought against the Portuguese. She raised armies. So, but we lost. We lost the war. And ever since we lost these wars, Portuguese, Spanish, or English, or something, they need these agents now to come out. And then I can go to my kings in Congo, in Benin, I can tell them, hey, Baba, in Brazil, they're organizing a festival, they are looking We are all very happy to go throw our clothes in the washing machine. Who invented the washing machine? We are happy not to have to climb 60 stairs. We say we're going to build skyscraper. Oh, we're going to build skyscraper. We have 60 floors. Who invented the elevator? We are happy to have mobile telephone. Who invented mobile telephone? Mobile telephony? An African American man. Oh, we are happy to have GPS. Who invented GPS if not an African American woman? So they brought Africa here. They built a new Africa here. So it's our job, the kings and queens of Africa, to go look for our babies everywhere. This, regardless of the color, like I said, everyone come from Africa, but who are pledging to engage themselves in the restoration of Ubuntu. Once you are pledging to restore
You see, everything that our ancestors do and left, we still are healing and we still are doing it.
No,
If our history gonna be alive, it depends on us.
Ìdọ̀fìdé kan lọ zokún láti ó fi sódà kóra ń bá náà kí wá dé mẹ́. Ìrùnbọ̀ sòbẹ́nà tí a fìdé kan lọ zokún láti ó. Fìdé kan lọ zokún láti ó yónú dàkó náà bá náà kí wá dé mẹ́. Ìrùnbọ̀ sòbẹ́nà tí a fìdé kan lọ zokún láti ó.
What the song was saying that if the mother make a fire and went to room and went someplace and let the kid there, if the kid don't push that wood, the fire gonna. And so all our kids have to make sure that we feed that fire so fire will go. That's the explanation of the song.
Njabalu mede igbe o njabalu me ale so won jo le jabalu ile.
Say he has also blessing for the person who opened the door today and the person who will close that door today for us to come in.
Njabalu to bo mi ton de ko wa boko wa when do me si anzo boko wa fotuzo boko wa ne o mi ano ko si anzo le njabalu je me.
He asking for blessing for our sister do la sacrifice for us and do everything for us. He asked permission.
Akosuda akura ko de ko no asiko jiwai.
Oh, the queen, the princess.
Event, and it was tagged Ghana must go. It was fueled by xenophobia and a little bit of inconsideration where the spirit of Ubuntu had departed. But the Ghanaians went home, and out of them came a man called Jerry Rawlings, right? He claimed the staples and reset Ghana to factory settings, and out of the misfortune, a great country was burned. And today we see a lot of economic investment in Ghana. We see a lot of Africans returning to Ghana. We see beautiful things coming out of Ghana. How do you do it? And what can the rest of Africa do? What leads can we go from Ghana to do that well?
Sacrificed the man, and the Ashanti kingdom started becoming big and big. And then he has to command the golden steel from the stars and give it to the Ashanti kingdom. And all that he did to help the Ashanti kingdom, today Ashanti kingdom is the biggest. We all know. I don't come from Ashanti kingdom. I come from where Omaroti comes from. So this is what I can tell you about Ashanti kingdom.
From that story, we know that thank you so very much. We know that we all have special talents that we were born with, special talents that were used to help humanity, right? And flower where we are planted. If anybody does not have a question for the king, I would like to say thank you very much. You have a question? Yes.
Thank you, Venerable King, for your speech previously. My name is Ayorinde Adao. I'm from Republic of Benin. I have a question about the African heritage, the tradition, spirituality of Africa. As the Arab right before Rama, the Romans, Greece, right to the Bible, the African tradition, African tradition, spirituality, the Holy Book.
He has a message.
for the African traditional religion.
Yeah, it is good for us to have food for the African tradition. But the point is, we need to get united first before we can do that. Because Africa is a big continent, with different languages. So which language are you going to use to write a book? The Bible or whatever you are. The point is, I know Africans are supposed to have one language called Swahili, which we try to adapt it, that all Africans can speak one language. That is where it will help us to grow and get our own Bible.
Thank you. Thank you very much. A round of applause.
Everything our ancestors do and left, we still are feeling it, we still are doing it.
No,
if our history gonna be alive, it depends on us.
Ìdọ̀fìdé kan lọ́zọkún láti ó fi súdà kóra ń bá náà kí wá dé mẹ́. Ìrùnbọ̀ sòbẹ́nà tí a fìdé kan lọ́zọkún láti ó. Fìdé kan lọ́zọkún láti ó yónú dàkó náà bá náà kí wá dé mẹ́. Ìrùnbọ̀ sòbẹ́nà tí a fìdé kan lọ́zọkún láti ó.
The song was saying that if a mover make a fire and went to room and went someplace and let the kid there, if the kid don't push that wood, the fire will know. And so all our kids have to make sure that we feed that fire.